Hey everyone, so you're probably wondering why I'm looking like this. I will explain, but just to say this video is going to be discussing the recent interview that Meghan Markle did with the podcaster Emma from, is it Aspire? I watched the entire thing and I do have quite a bit to say about it. So yeah, if you want to join me in this video while I literally melt into a puddle with this heat that I can't cope with, then this is the channel for you. Yay! Um, so come join me, and let's get into yeah, let's discuss that interview. I'll see you in a minute. So yeah, hey everyone. So slightly different video today, the way I'm doing it, because I'm actually laying on my bed. I'm sitting here with Arthur, Pippin, and we are just, yeah, we're all melting. I can't sit in my office anymore. My face looks like a beetroot. I I can't cope with this heat. Just really can't. And I'm so tired. So, but I really, really wanted to do this video. So it's now 5:45. So this video is going to be going up late because I've got to edit it and everything else. So I really apologise the fact this is coming up later than what you all guys expected. But it's either that or I don't do one at all. Anyway, so yeah, the interview. I just sat and I'm going to be honest. I started watching it. It got to the point where I was just so, I couldn't listen to her voice anymore, but I needed to screen record it because obviously I then had to kind of look at certain bits. So I actually had to put my phone in another room, shut the door, so I could keep recording it but not listen to her voice anymore. It was just, it would just, I know that when I do these videos and I analyze her, I know a lot of you don't like her voice, and I am with you, so with you on that. I don't like her voice at all. But sometimes I have to listen to it to get like the tone, the pitch, to see the way that she's sort of saying things. And but it just come a point where I was just like, I can't listen to her anymore. It's like nails down a chalkboard for me for her, with just I can't. She's so fake and so false, in my opinion. She's incredibly disingenuous. But so yeah, but anyway, so I recorded it because I wanted to pick things apart a little bit. But the one thing that come to mind was when I was listening to her, I always try to put my therapy head on and put my emotion to one side, which is very, very difficult when it comes to Meghan and Harry. But I was thinking to myself, she's good. She is so good. I can see why people are manipulated by her. She's very, very good at the love bombing. She's very, very good at the way that she words and describes things. Because it's like when I'm watching her, I find it fascinating because I think to myself, you know, if you were not the person that I knew that you were, you could have been so good at being part of the royal family. You know, if you were not a malignant narcissist and just an outright horrible person and a liar, with the sort of the way that she words things, she could have been such a great asset. And it just seems such an incredible shame and what a waste. Because the way I view this is that there could have been somebody out there, if Harry hadn't have been such a dimbo, there could have been somebody out there that could have married into the royal family that could have been a humongous. I think I was trying to say tremendous, and I think humongous at the same time, and come up with humongous. Because I do like to create my own words. So I think just could have been a humongous asset to the royal family, and we got her. And I can't help but just feel that this was just such a waste. But going back to her, it's like I was watching the way that she was maneuvering herself around that interview. And I will say this, that this young woman, Emma, she did hold her own. She certainly, there were times when I really noticed that Meghan was jaw clenching when Emma was speaking, because she seemed quite dominant. And even though, yes, she was sycophantic and she was buffing Meghan up like a lot of the people do, so I would imagine that she's definitely a fan. But she certainly was quite a strong character, and I definitely think Meghan met her match a little bit with her, because she certainly was able to talk about herself. She was able to she was asking some questions. Meghan did do some evasive maneuvers with certain things, especially when it was sort of Netflix. Meghan is very good at the word salad, which we sort of call it. She's very good at sort of answering but not answering. So she'll give an answer, but actually it's not really an answer. It's like she dances around it with the word salad, to the point where you think, did she answer that? I don't actually think she really did. But she definitely, I've said this before, that she definitely uses social media. She definitely uses the podcast, whether they be her ones or other people's ones, to air out grievances, to answer questions that are being asked about her. But she does it like she's the only person I know of that claps back as much as what she does. I've never known any other celebrity, I don't think, to clap back whenever there's something that comes out. Like, obviously there's been a lot of controversy in regards to this baby mama dance thing, that twerking thing that she did. And so, of course, she had to mention that, did you see my twerking video? And the other person was like, oh my gosh, I watched it like 20 times. And we were like, is that Meghan? Is that Harry? It's like, you know it is. What are you talking about? And then, of course, Meghan says this weird thing is like, that wasn't yesterday. It's like, so obviously she's watching people that say, that we believe this is recent, etc. This was 4 years ago. And I've said before, it's like, why would you wait 4 years to release a video, especially given it around the time when you did it? It wasn't really a craze as such. It kind of came out in about 2018, I believe. So it's like, why would you then wait 4 years to put that out there? And I've said before, because I think she's trolling the royal family. I think that she's trolling Harry. And this kind of coincides with, because I just want to segue a little bit to a photograph that was brought to my attention obviously I mentioned the Father's Day tribute thing, and I missed this. I am so off my game at the moment, and I'm blaming the heat and the menopause. I don't know how many times I can get away with that, I'm not sure, but I'm going to keep working at that. But yes, so someone brought this to my attention, and so I was looking at it, and they were right, and they said, look at this picture. And I'll show you. I'm going to put the picture up here so you can see, and I'll talk through it. So yeah, so I'm going to put the picture up here. But you can clearly see that this is absolutely an edited picture. So if you scroll in and look where the arrows are, so the first one, you see the arm, which is supposed to be the boy's arm around Harry's shoulder, like his dad's shoulder. But if you look at the arm, it actually morphs out of Harry's shoulder. So it's not, and it's also not, so you look at the boy is supposed to be facing forward. That would mean that if that was his arm, then he would be disjointed, because it doesn't even look the right angle, but it's morphing out of the person we're being led to believe is Harry. It's morphing out of his shoulder. So it's like it's like it's coming out of Harry's shoulder. It's not even above. So that's the first thing. The second thing was that then you look at the shoulder of where, so look at the second arrow and you'll see the shoulder of Harry's shoulder. The the picture of the sleeve is a completely different cut and colour to the rest of the the top that Harry's supposedly wearing. Then you've got the other one, which then the third arrow is look at the feet. So the boy's feet doesn't even look right. So I'm supposedly thinking that he's kneeling on Harry's lap. But if you look at the way the picture is, it doesn't even look right. So what looks to me is that Meghan has taken, or someone, whoever's taken this picture, has taken certain different pictures and spliced them together. If you also look at the other picture, which is supposed to be Lily, that's supposed to be sitting forward, in front of or next to, again, looks like it's got a boy's haircut, looks the similar size to the boy, which we're being supposed to be led to believe that this is they're like 2 years difference. So the whole thing is just completely edited. Now, I do not believe that Meghan does not scrutinize these pictures, so she would have known that this was going up, in my opinion. If you're putting something on your Instagram, you know, even without being in the public eye, that you generally just, you look at what you're posting. I don't believe for a second that she hasn't seen that she's posting this, and it's so blatantly obvious that I truly do believe she's doing it on purpose. And I think that with doing that, and then you've got the fact that she's now doing these sort of interviews with people that she feels safe doing the interviews with, right? So I think that she's now doing these sort of veiled threats. And so we've got the recent one where she's talking about, was it 2018? She's saying about the telling the truth, right? So I wonder if Harry did something in 2018 and the royal family have covered it up, or something has happened and this is what she's talking about. And I will always go back to the fact that I absolutely do believe that they are lying about the Meghan being the mother of Archie, which is why she shows zero compassion for this boy. I mean, you've only got to look at the birthday photograph. It's awful. And on top of that, then it's been brought to my attention that that apparently on Dan Wootton's show, he talked about that there was an air stewardess on the flight when they were leaving South Africa or on the way to South Africa or something, and apparently Meghan had nothing to do with Archie. She didn't want anything to do with him. She ignored him. Apparently he was crying at one point. She didn't go over to him. She literally blanked him. So this goes to my theory in what I've said before of the fact that I don't believe that Archie is Meghan's. I think that he's Harry's. But yeah, so I think that that's what she's doing. I think she's trolling the royal family. And so, of course, we've got this now thing that she said about, I would ask people to tell the truth in 2018. Now, of course, in 2018 is when they got married. So to me, it has to be a connection to do with the royal family, because that was where she was at the time. So either that, or she's alluding to the fact, this perhaps going back to the situation with Catherine, where it sort of come out that she made Catherine cry and Charlotte, and so she's now referring back to that and saying, they it'd be nice if they told the truth, or if tell the truth. But what I find ironic is this woman is like the queen of lies. So it's like, okay, well, if you want honesty, then it works both ways. So how about we then ask the royal family to be open and honest about the bullying, the fact that they've kept that under lock and key, the truth about the children, the truth about your alleged miscarriage, the alleged I want to unalive myself, all of those things. So how about you tell the truth? Tell the truth about what really happened with your father, the fact you threw him under the bus, and all of those things. It's absolute hypocrisy to me that this woman has the cheek to say, oh, I want them to tell the truth, but yet has done nothing but lie since she's I want to say since she's got into the royal family, but I think she lied even to snag Harry. I think that she lied about her father. I think she lied about her upbringing. I think she created herself to be a victim, and the her mean, wicked, nasty family were only after her because she's worked her way up into, getting the role in Suits, etc. When actually everything that she's ever been she's ever had has been handed to her, whether it be through her father, maybe some of it her mother, definitely the relationships that she's had, the friendships she's created, all of those things have opened up opportunities for her. And as soon as those opportunities have been secured, she then dumps and drops the people that have got her those opportunities. So the fact that she's sitting there on this podcast saying, I would like people to tell the truth, it's like, are you a hypocrite much? Because you've done nothing but lie. But I do think that there is something, and I wonder if, like I say, that I have gone back to the stuff with it regarding to, because in 2000, so Archie was allegedly born in May 2019, right? So if she's talking about 2018, then that would be when the person fell pregnant. So I think that's what she's alluding to. I think she's alluding to the fact that Harry did something in 2018, because in her mind, and we've got to remember that we're thinking of her as a narcissist, right? So in that term, she's going to believe in her warped mind that she is owed, because in her mind, she helped Harry by pretending to be pregnant. This is how she would think. It's not what happened, but she would have gone along with it anyway, because she was never going to give that up, because she was never going to allow Harry's indiscretion to ruin her golden goose. She's just secured the role of a lifetime. She's just secured all of this power, this money, etc. She's not going to give that up because Harry's been had an indiscretion or whatever it is. But in her mind, she's like, I've been removed from the royal family. I have been ostracized. Everything that's ever gone wrong for me is because of them. They owe me. And I think that that's when Harry alluded to that the royal family owe Meghan an apology. I do wonder if that was what he was alluding to. The fact that in his mind, maybe back then, he believed that Meghan did him a favor, or did the royal family a favor by helping cover it up. So she's owed an apology. But obviously everything else that's happened has been all her. She was the one that created this whole situation in the first place, in my opinion, because, she's lied and manipulated her way into the royal family. So I think that's what possibly she's alluding to. But either way, it's a shot across the pond again. It's like everything that she does, like My Name is Sussex, shot across the pond. I'm doing the Archewell, doing the Sussex website, shot across the pond. I'm naming my child Lily, shot across the pond. Everything that she's done has been a barb, an attack at the royal family. And then now we've got that Father's Day montage, which is so clearly edited, so clearly photoshopped. And the only reason I think the media don't say anything is because she's putting it up on her Instagram. She can do what she wants on her Instagram, even if she edits photographs. She's not sending them into the mainstream media. They are taking them from her Instagram, which case they don't have to publish it, but they don't say anything. And I genuinely think that's what the problem is. Whereas I think when Catherine takes a picture, I wonder if that one picture then is sent to the mainstream media. But like I've said, when that was given the, is it the kill order, whatever it was called, I do feel that was intentional. I really do. I don't know why I kind of feel that, but I feel like it was done on purpose by the royal family to stop Harry and Meghan from constantly putting out these fake pictures of these alleged children. Because the other thing as well is that neither the boy nor the girl got wished a happy birthday from the royal family, any of them this year. That speaks volumes to me. So I do wonder if the royal family, they may have contact with the real boy, because like I said, I do think he's over here. And I think that Meghan wants the truth to come out. I really do. I think she's goading for the truth to come out in regards to, because in her mind, as I've said before, that this will throw Harry under the bus because it will show that he was unfaithful. It will expose the lie and the fact that the royal family knew about this. But in her mind, potentially, it's going to also show people that she was the ultimate victim, that she was forced to do something, that she had to go along with this pregnancy. She had no choice. This is how she's going to portray this, right? So I think that's what she's wanting. I think she wants a divorce. I think she wants a big payout from that divorce. And I think she's angling for the divorce to happen. And so she's poking and pushing buttons to create something to happen. Because if the divorce does happen, and then maybe in her mind she will then become Princess Meghan, I think that's what she's angling for. I might be wrong, but that interview, the first thing I thought of was, oh, she's good. I can see why people who don't understand about narcissism fall for the manipulation that she's doing. The charm that she gives. She's one of the most calculated people I think I've ever come across in sort of my timeline, so to speak. I feel I don't think Amber Heard is probably a close second, but I think even Meghan Markle's like superior in her manipulations to Amber Heard. At least Amber Heard has gone off the grid and is generally quiet and doesn't really do anything. Whereas I think even when she divorces Harry, she's not going to go quietly. That's why she's often saying about, oh, I've got things to say. I could give, my version of events. I could say what I want, but I don't. She is definitely somebody that is angling to say have a book. I think she wants to write a book. I wonder if this is why Netflix is keeping her on. It's like this whole thing with Netflix as well. It's very weird in a way because she's quite evasive about it. She loves to big it up as if it's such a big thing. But I genuinely do feel that the Netflix deal happened when she was with Harry. This is nothing new. I think all Netflix are doing are just trying to recoup some of their loss. These are not new things that they're doing as in like, oh, we're giving you more money. I think this is like, okay, we've given you this amount of money. You need to be given us something back. But the way that she portrays it is like, this is such a new thing. Me and Netflix are so great together and they're so supportive and they're doing all this, that and the other. And it's like, they're a business at the end of the day. They're just recouping this huge amount of money they've paid out and realize that they're not getting the bang for their buck. It's just not happening because everything they pretty much do is either the only thing that was relatively classed as successful was the mockuseries they did. And that was because they were trashing their families. But even that got so much, that was just so slated, backlashed. And the same with her cookery show. It might get some views. Harry's gets nothing. So they will know that Harry is not worth anything. With her, people watch it because they don't like her and they watch it because they want to report on her. They know that and they don't. So they know that brings in views. But they will also know that they've lost a lot by partnering with her. So yeah. So I do apologize. This is not the ideal angle for me to be talking to you, but honestly, I can't. You can tell by my face I'm a beetroot. So this is just the only way I can do a video today. It's honestly so hot here. And just a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe the videos. Please don't judge me on this one though. If you're new here, I don't normally do my videos like this. So go and watch my other ones because they're a little bit more clearer and a little bit more professional looking. Please don't judge me on this video. I'm melting. That's the only way I can describe this. But yeah. But I'd be interested to know what you think. What do you think about the picture? So obviously, you've seen the picture. What do you think about that? Because the other thing as well is if they had two children living with them, there's no way that they would feel the need to lie and manipulate photographs the way that they're doing. It just wouldn't happen. you would just be posting normal photographs. Plus the fact, as I've said before, she would absolutely, why have they not done anything with Hello magazine or any prestigious magazine that would do a family photograph of the four of them? She hasn't done any of that, and she would absolutely do that. And the reason being is because she does not have the two children living with her. And I'm, like I said, I don't even think Harry's living with her. But anyway, yeah, so let me know what you think. And I promise, hopefully my next video, I will be back to normal in my office, not a puddle. And hopefully this heat will just go away a little bit. Because I'm sorry that all you've got is my big head laying on my fluffy pillow. But I love you all, and as you know, and I appreciate everything you do and all the support you give me. And I'm nearly, 5,000 away from 100,000 plaque. Exciting. So if you haven't subscribed, like I say, please don't judge me on this video and think about subscribing to the channel, because it does help, well, me and the algorithm, and tells YouTube I'm a channel worth keeping. Don't forget to hit that like button. And so for me and a very hot Arthur and Pippins and poor Tazzy, who's basking in the sun because he doesn't care, yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Have a great weekend, everybody. And as always, I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Take care. Bye-bye. Mwah.